I'd seen the Pruitt-Igoe housing area of St. Louis, the Cabrini Greens, the Robert Taylor in Chicago, the Front in Baltimore. I'd seen the Watts, Nicholson Gardens, the Jordan Down Project, some of the real bad neighborhoods. And even down in Mexico, Tijuana and Calexico, the most fearful part of my life working drugs was here in Detroit. Some of the most violent people that I've met were here in Detroit.
YBI to come downtown. I came down here working for Raymond Wayne and Bone Man. We had pink coin envelopes with China White stamped on it. And there was a building right here, the old man that sold liquor after hours. I rolled on this corner, hid my dope in the vacant lot. Motherfuckers getting laid out, two to the head, broad daylight. Motherfuckers ODing in the alley. Scam moves, snatch the shit, snatching money, armed robberies, murder. Downtown Detroit is where motherfuckers come from all over Michigan to get dope. Whether it be the Brewsters, John R. Erskine, Cass Corridor to the Jeffries Project. White, I wouldn't care what, this is dope central. It led me to realize this shit is bigger than YBI.
Carl Taylor was running a private security company at Cobo Hall and Joe Louis Arena in downtown Detroit when he first crossed paths with YBI.
And one of our guys that was working the doors said, man, this group just came to the side door and they got all these little young guys. And I'm like, well, who is that? And we kept, so thought, well, maybe they were breakdancing or whatever. So we get back and I got my lieutenants and everybody looking and they get out and they look at you with a very brazen look. They got out all like little men and the girls were going crazy. Some of the guys were very, good looking little guys. They had neat haircuts. They had the Adidas identical suits. And so I really was just, and we had about 15 of them and they had them in the room and they were making them empty their pockets. And right then you knew you had something different because they were one spokesperson. And he said, why are we emptying our pockets? What have we done? Are we under arrest? Asking questions as seasoned. And they had these bicycle chains. Yo, man, that shit is real. They would be checking you. And then one had that map of America. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. And I got to see the map maybe 9 months later. And it had a few diamonds. And 9 months later, it had more diamonds. And someone was explaining that was where they made distribution or where they did business. And I couldn't believe it. And then the cops, they got rough with the kids, which would normally scare the cahoots out of regular gang. You giving us our shit back or we're calling our attorney.
There was a Midtown hotel up on Woodward in Mac. That's where I used to keep my big stash. And they watching me. So I'm nervous than a motherfucker. We were selling 100 bundles or better every day. A car pull up, them peeped my stash, ran, but that China White pink pack was so good he came back the next day talking about give me 2. I fired on that motherfucker with a short motherfucking right, dropped him. Fuji stomping him with them motherfucking cousin glass heels, you know what I'm saying? Here come Raymond Wayne Bushrod. Bitch, we the motherfucking boys. Dexter, YBI.
We were over on Dexter at Esquire's, the corned beef place, which was legendary. And suddenly this Corvette drove up. 2 young girls got out, and this was in the summer, like in August, and had mink jackets on, little Venuses. They were just gorgeous. And then a Mercedes drove up right behind us and a BMW. And that was the first time we got to see the whole crew. And the kid who went in to get our sandwiches came back and had screwed up all our orders. All he wanted to say was, YBI was in there with their girls. And that's when you knew at that moment that this was something like we had never seen before.
7 o'clock on a warm evening in March, and you are riding in a caravan of unmarked police cars about to raid what they call a major distribution outlet of heroin in the Brewster Housing Project. Police tell me some of the heroin would be sold to other drug dealers in the project, and some would be given to kids to sell on the street. The place, police say, is a suspected dope house in the Young Boys Incorporated network.
And the thrill of being on top, stepping in somewhere and everybody know your name.
They were legendary at that very moment.
Before rap hit, we was entertainers in the hood.
But them boys would start pulling up in them big-ass cars and wearing all that jewelry.
From there on out, that neighborhood, which usually responded to the Temptations and the celebrity life, YBI was the shit.
before the first indictment of young boys. Detroit was second only to New York for the consumption of heroin, and they literally took over. That was the precursor for street sales in the United States. It originated here in Detroit.
Intrigued by this new type of youth gang, Taylor kept seeing them at events in Detroit and all around the country, including the Tommy Hearns Sugar Ray Leonard Championship fight of 1981, for which Taylor ran security for the Tommy Hearns camp.
From Detroit, Michigan, he is the WBA welterweight champion of the world, undefeated in his professional career, introducing Thomas, the Motor City Cobra, Hearns.
I was Hearns' bodyguard, ran his security when he fought Leonard the first time. And YBI came out, and members of the whole entourage, and came to the fight. They went to the fight as if they were going to Cobo Arena. Who else could fly out to Vegas and stay in Caesar's Palace with us? Not only did the fellas didn't talk, you didn't want to be asking them stuff. I mean, you could end up dead asking the wrong things. As a matter of fact, if I followed the social science method of gathering information, I wouldn't have anything. I speak the language and respect the rules in the underworld and the underground.
Growing up in the infamous Jeffries projects near downtown Detroit, R.D. was exposed to the drug game at an early age.
We in the Jeffrey Projects, you know what used to be the Jeffrey Projects. This is where I'm from. This is where it began for me. Before they got us up out of here, every day for us was the hustle. You know what I mean? Get paid $50 a day, stand right here on 4th at the fire hydrant and yell hook down. You know what I mean? Because the big guys was out there selling the packs.
The Jeffries soon became a YBI stronghold, with young dealers leaping on the hoods of passing cars in a frenzy to sell their wares. And in one 3-day stretch of winter 1980, 18 people were shot near the corner of Selden and Gibson.
Yeah, they was selling heroin. You know, and they can't watch out for the hook and try to serve the customers. So they'd be like, little brother, here, take this $50, stand over there, and when you see the hook, just yell.
R.D.'s parents might have thought they made it out when his father got a job working for the Big Three, and the family moved out of the Jeffries and onto the near west side.
Yeah, they got a job at the plant, and they moved over on Stoughton and Davidson. Well, it looked it better because the neighborhood, man, it was laid out. It looked like we moved to the motherfucking suburbs, coming out the jacks, you know what I'm saying? But when you got over there and I got to socializing with them guys over there, them guys was like Martians.
I've always been a Martian on this motherfucker. I'm on Earth, but I'm not one of you motherfuckers.
You know what I mean? Nobody want to talk to them guys. I had to run down to the projects every day because I couldn't deal with them cats.
I don't give a fuck about you and that bitch and the jury, your punk ass car, none of that. Nigga, I'm from Dexter. I'm YB motherfucking I.